I'm Laura Hart.
And I'm Meredith Beck.
Welcome to Bollywood USA!
Today on Bollywood USA, we'll be speaking with Academy Award-winning composer A.R. Rahman.
Don't go away.
Yes? Who is it?
AEG International.
Hey, what's up? This is Lakshmi Narasimha Vijay Rajagopal Sheshadri Sharma Rajesh Rahman, better known as Blase, coming at you live on AEG International.
Rahman for me on AEG International.
Hi, I'm Laura Hart.
And I'm Meredith Beck.
And at Bollywood USA, we love AEG International.
Hi, my name is Samantha.
My name is Frank Pantano.
My name is Bailey. My name is Adair. My name is Rohan.
And my name is Brian.
Hi, my name is Zach, and I love Gem Studios. I love Gem Studios.
Love Gem Studios.
Love Gem Studios.
Gem Studios introduced me to one of the top casting directors in Philadelphia. Since I started at Gem, I was on Team Umizoomi on Nickelodeon.
This week, I'm filming an episode of As the World Turns in New York City.
And I was in a movie with Jack Nicholson.
It's fun. Acting is really fun.
It's fun. Acting is amazing.
Acting's really fun.
It's exciting.
I say, do it.
With the worldwide success of the film Slumdog Millionaire, people began to recognize that not only is the world shrinking,
the entertainment industry is growing. Here in the United States, we're seeing more and more of what the global entertainment industry has to offer.
Today, we'll take a look at singers and musicians. In addition to Mr. Rahman, I also had the opportunity to speak with international rap sensation Blase.
And I had the opportunity to meet with someone who made me look at Desi Americans in a new way.
Desi?
Yes. You see, rather than just referring to individual countries, Desi is a term that refers to an entire region of Southeast Asia.
Right. So how do you start to look at Desi Americans in a new way?
Well, as you know, growing up here in the U.S., there are a lot of stereotypes of Desi Americans.
Doctors, scientists,
business owners, entrepreneurs. But I had never thought of Desis as entertainers.
Until you met our first guest.
Exactly.
Hey, you good? I'm doing well.
So I need you to bear with us. Put a splint on the shoulder. Okay. Yeah, just on the right arm there. All right. Make sure it's nice and tight. Right. Okay.
It is my pleasure to be sitting here speaking today with Dr. Ashok Subramanian, lead singer of the band Code Blue. As a young Indian American growing up in Delaware, what did you want to be when you grew up?
Boy, that's a difficult question. There had always been this desire to be a scientist. My dad was a chemist, and he brought his work home with him all the time, and so there was a curious aspect to me that I think came from him that drove this interest in science. And there was always this idea of being a doctor, because a lot of Indian parents think that they should push their kids into being a doctor or an engineer or a scientist. It wasn't necessarily that big of a deal, but it was there.
So who were some of your childhood heroes? Did you tend to identify more with the artistic celebrities or your scientific idols?
I would say probably in the artistic field. Mm-hmm. And I don't know that I can identify any one person in particular, but I kind of lost myself into the entertainment world a lot. Watched a lot of TV and enjoyed movies and that sort of thing.
Did you consider becoming a professional entertainer, either an actor, musician?
I don't think I ever considered that.
So which came first, the music or the medicine?
Oh, clearly the music. Yeah.
decide to be a doctor? Do you think it was kind of ingrained in you when you were a child to grow up and become something more in the medical field?
So, doctors make bank.
And musicians do not.
No. You know, the whole extension of my scientific inquisition, I'm very interested in how things work at a fundamental level. And so there's nothing more interesting to me than understanding how biology works. And you take that to a more macroscopic level, how humans work. There's a soundtrack to everything I do, and it's pretty much musical. So whether I'm thinking at a scientific level or a clinical level or just doing something recreationally, there's always some music that I can relate it to.
Mm-hmm. And how did you create your band?
Well, I've been in cover bands since I was a teenager. And so I've always had an affinity for the music that was popular when I was, you know, in that age range from 12 to 20. So that would be primarily 80s rock, and I really enjoyed it. And so in the 80s, I played 80s rock. In the 90s, I played 80s rock. And today, I play mostly 80s rock. And so that's kind of what I enjoy playing. So Code Blue was a band that started after I was a practicing physician, having gone through school and training and residency, and I had met a group of guys that were also practicing emergency physicians that had this whole musical side to them, and so we started jamming together, and we thought that it would be neat to start a band. Thank
you everybody for coming out tonight. We're Code Blue.
What instruments do you play in the band?
I play the guitar, mostly rhythm, some lead. I'm the lead singer in the band. I also play keyboards and pianos, but mostly guitar.
Did you have professional private lessons growing up on all those instruments?
Certainly not on all those instruments. I had some piano lessons. Mm-hmm. I had some vocal lessons from my mother, who was a classical Indian singer. And then I had some violin lessons for a while, and then I had some brass instruments for quite a few years through school. The guitar is something I sort of picked up in my mid-teen years on my own, because it was a lot cooler than the other instruments that I played.
So does your mom, the classical Indian singer, enjoy your music?
I think she knows that that's a gift that she gave to me. So anytime I perform, she relates to that, and she enjoys it. Even though it's not the kind of music that she would play, it's still music, and so we relate at that level.
So how do you feel about Bollywood making its move into American culture? For example, Slum Dog Millionaire, huge hit, amazing movie, won Oscars just as a picture, and also for composer A.R. Rahman. What do you think about that? Have you been noticing this movement?
You know, I never really thought about whether that would be possible or not. You know, if you asked me that 10 years ago or 20 years ago, I would have said no way, because there's such a rift between Eastern and Western cultures that to be able to envision these two coming together in a way that would lead to this many accolades to him, I wouldn't have been able to predict.
Well, now you'll have to follow him up. You can win the next Grammy.
Yeah, I doubt that. Thanks.
So I know you're primarily 80s rock, but how do you feel about hip-hop and rap music?
I have a very open mind when it comes to music, so I like pretty much every kind of music. It took me a while, honestly, to warm up to rap. You know, I listened to Run DMC when they were popular, and then, Aerosmith, obviously, is a big influence of mine. But it was limited to that. But then I spent about 10 years in Detroit, where I did my medical training, and of course, Eminem was, a Detroit area superstar at the time, and so I opened my eyes to that, and I had a lot of respect for what they were doing. I have no capacity to rap myself, but over time I began to appreciate it as the art form that it is.
Well, if you have an appreciation for rap, you will definitely love our next guest. Stay tuned for Blase.
Watson Immigration Law. We speak your language. We can assist you in Bengali, Hindi, Urdu, Punjabi, Bulgarian, and Russian. Call us now at 206-856-3808. Watson Immigration Law.
आके मुझसे मिल जा तू या फिर ऐसा कर धरती से मिला दे मुझको तू ही रहे
When I think of rap and hip-hop, I think of New York City, not Mumbai.
And while our next guest may be from India, he is recognized all over the world.
Check out Blase.
Singing along, them the people, them the calling me a baller. Them a calling, them the coming along, then them the wanna hear me holler. Out of bounds, them the see me coming out of the Chennai town. Them the see me when me shine, me go round and round. When me take me time, me never tumble down, me never tumble down. Out of bounds, them the see me coming out of the Chennai town. Them the see me when me shine, me go round and round. When me take me time, me never tumble down, me never tumble down. When me singing, me a singing along. Some of the people, them the calling me a baller. One of them a calling, them the coming along. Then them the wanna hear me holler. Born in the motherland in 75. Born in the motherland in 75. Remember 10, HM Hospital, and me I came alive. Remember 10, HM Hospital, and me I came alive. Was a moment, was a blessing, was a moment in time. Was a moment, was a blessing, was a moment in time. Then me grandfather said and him I say it again. Then me grandfather said and him I say it again. Was a moment, was a blessing, was a moment in time. Then me grandfather said and him I say it again. Lakshmi Narasimha Vijaya Raja Gopal Vishal Visharma Rajesh Rahman. Lakshmi Narasimha Vijaya Raja Gopal Vishal Visharma Rajesh Rahman. Lakshmi Narasimha, him a be the first new, him a be the Lord, him a coming right through you. Vijaya, yeah, them a see me, them a see Vijaya. Cause I'm me a born a Vijaya, that's a me day. Some of them a start to say, this boy a go far. Raja, 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 Raja Gopal Vishal Visharma be the name of the clan. I'm gonna make the assumption that you will understand that the name is the next, be the one I love best. That me mother, she a sing it when she put me to a check. Be an actor, superstar, star for the time. Rajesh Khanna, man, him a fine and a Rahman. He be the name of me father, Rahman. He be the name of me father. Lakshmi Narasimha Vijaya Raja Gopal Vishal Visharma Rajesh Rahman. Lakshmi Narasimha Vijaya Raja Gopal Vishal Visharma Rajesh Rahman. Tell me when me singing, me a singing along. Them the people, them the calling me a baller. Them a calling, them the coming along. Them the wanna hear me holler. Out of bounds, them the see me coming out of the Chennai town. Them the see me when me shine, me go round and round. When me take me time, me never tumble down, me never tumble down. Out of bounds, them the see me coming out of the Chennai town. Them the see me when me shine, me go round and round. When me take me time, me never tumble down, me never tumble down. This right here is a special dedication going out to the ancestors and to me grandfather. They wanna say thank you. Lakshmi Narasimha
Jai Ho tour.
It's the journey home and it's just beginning.
Yes. How did you pick and choose to go down the path of hip hop and rap?
The thing is, I was born in Chennai in India, but I grew up in Zambia. For the last 25 years of my life was in Zambia. So with my friends, with the people, all we would do was to rap. And so it was all about bringing that in a beautiful way that Rahman kind of blended it into the Indian music scene. So because with Indian songs, it's more of melody and they're not really used to the lyrical flow. And so trying to do that was a task where Rahman kind of made it magical by blending the rap into the Indian songs to kind of make it just add value to the track.
What were some of your influences?
Tupac is my guardian angel. He's right here, he's all around. And Ice-T, definitely. Yeah. But see, the thing is with when we were growing up, the kind of like listening to Tupac, listening to NWA, listening to that rap was great. But when we try to do our own thing, I think for people out there watching, you got to realize that it's not the lifestyle that we've lived. So it's fake to talk about the cars, the switches, the hydraulics, as we don't have that. But what we do have is religion, is the Gujarat riots, Bilkis Bano. She was a lady who was gang raped in the Gujarat riots. Religion is a big thing. We talk about corrupt police, which is, although it's a universal thing. But these are issues which are very Indian. At the same time, there's stuff that if we can talk about and bring out, because rap and hip hop is all about telling a message and telling a story and bringing awareness. So there's no point in bringing awareness to the clubs, which are already been done on TV right now. So what we need to do is to bring awareness about our issues and our problems and be the voice for that. And maybe a change would happen through an Indian context. Hey, what's up? This is Lakshmi Narasimha, Vijay, Rajagopala, Sheshadri Sharma, Rajesh Rahman. And if you don't know what that is, this is Blase, live on Bollywood USA.
Don't go away. You won't want to miss what's coming up next.
We'll be right back with A.R. Rahman.
Hi, I'm Laura Hart.
And I'm Meredith Beck.
Welcome to Bollywood USA.
Bollywood USA.
Bollywood USA.
Bollywood USA.
Bollywood USA.
The time has come.
Academy Award winner,
Golden Globe winner,
Grammy Award winner,
A.R. Rahman.
We are here with Academy Award winner A.R. Rahman. You've been very tired and working very hard with this new Jai Ho World Tour. Very exciting though.
Exciting, very exciting.
Yes. What are some things we can look forward to?
It's songs from my repertoire. I've been doing music for the past 18-20 years. And we've just picked the best out of it and try to form moments of celebration, spirituality, romance, everything about India.
Right.
But very probably universally friendly kind of a production where people can enjoy it even if they don't know the language.
Of all of your songs and all of your compositions, how do you pick and choose which ones to perform?
Well, I had some choices, but what I did was just put everything on the table to the director and the crew. So they had a say in it. Oh, I love that stuff, I love that stuff. What would be very interesting to everybody, universally friendly to the US.
I'm sure you miss a lot of things from back home, particularly your family.
Yeah.
Very much so.
Big time.
How do you stay in touch, or how do they bring home to you while you're on tour?
Well, I'm there on video conferencing almost every hour. Just go on and, hey, what are you doing now? Did you go for studying, or why are you awake so late and all this stuff? But once you come to the music, you forget everything. And it's good that my mom and my wife and kids, my sisters are all there. It's a joint family kind of thing.
It's a support.
So that makes it convenient.
Yes. I know your father was a musician and into music, and your family. Aside from your father, growing up, what other influences did you have?
For me, anything which was exciting to hear was an influence. Like it could be Hollywood film scores, or Indian classical, Western classical, African music, Qawwali music, Sufi music, you know. And then finally, I think I stopped listening. It was there coming out in its own way, in my, through me, and then finding a meaning to why you are doing the music. And the question is, why are we composing this score today? And is there a larger reason for it, or is just a reason for just doing film music? So all these questions keep coming, and then somewhere it finds its way. Some good things find its way in the score, and people like it.
Yes. How do you feel about hip-hop and rap music today?
The music now is very interesting, though I miss a lot of melodies and great melodic scores and stuff. But it's interesting it's very catchy and it's very well produced, and the whole pop scene is changing a bit. It's redefining itself every 2 years, I think. Initially, as a composer, I was very apprehensive about rap music. I thought it won't last because it's got no melody, but then I think rap music is not about melody. It's about a feeling. It's about a statement being made, and it's about anger coming in words, or So there are a lot of things, more larger level things in rap. If you just go look into it deeply, and of course I use a lot of rap in my music too.
And who is your favorite rapper?
My favorite rapper now is Jay-Z, I think. I spent a lot of time with him in Beyonce's concert. Me and Jimmy Iovine went to the concert in O2. And so we went into the room and spent a couple of hours with him. It was fun hanging out.
So are we going to see some...
I don't know about that.
Okay.
No pressure.
I do want to touch on one of your most famous collaborations was the song Jai Ho with the Pussycat Dolls. How did that come to be, and what does Jai Ho mean?
Which means, may victory be yours.
Yes.
And she's a great singer. Nicole's amazing. It was a 3-month kind of an effort.
Right, but the video and everything, the dance and everything, everybody loved it. You've done so many collaborations with so many well-known artists. Who is left that you would still like to collaborate with?
It depends on what songs, what kind of song titles come in, and who would complement it, and who would be good, should be good for them and for me and for the album.
Right.
So I'm just waiting. I'm still writing the songs.
Yes. So why are you not a big fan of the term Bollywood? Here we are at Bollywood USA.
Well, it's just like a derivative in a way, and because it doesn't represent the whole Indian film industry. It's only the Hindi film industry.
Right.
And I come from the South, and I'm in Hindi film industry, which is you guys call Bollywood. And so, in a lot of these connotations, all these things put together, I think it's not a good word.
Oh, well, we mean it in all the positive way,
for the time being, I think it's good.
Respect. So, just so you know.
No, I love Hollywood.
That's good. Right.
That's the reason I don't like the name there.
Exactly.
So it should define itself.
Right.
Because there's so many great films made there.
So how do you feel that the success of Slumdog Millionaire has and will continue to change the industry, the film industry, worldwide?
I think the reason they liked Slumdog is complete effort from every different department, and also a culture which they've never seen, you know, and it's filled with vibrancy and all this stuff, and also being a very honest film in its own way. Right. So whenever I see people, I said, I've never seen a more honest film than that. They have very good things to talk about, and because Danny is such a great director. And what's good about the whole effort is it breaks all the conventions of this is how we should score a movie, this is how it should be, you know, with the time code. I never even saw time code on that movie. It was all done musically, just energy, this energy level, that energy level, and romance. And so I went through that rather than saying, okay, 1 minute, 10 seconds, there should be a change. No, not like that.
Right.
So that was very redefining, even for me, working with Danny, the way he used the music.
Right.
And,
yes.
So I think following that, I think if the next one comes out really well, which is my album, I think it's going to be good.
I know it will.
All right, thank you. God bless.
Bollywood USA.
Make sure you check out A.R. Rahman's new album.
On the next episode of Bollywood USA, we'll meet Punjabi recording artist Gurdas Mann
and legendary Indian folk singer Harry Haran.
Come see us again on Bollywood USA.
Yes? Who is it?
AEG
International.
Hey, what's up? This is Lakshmi Narasimha Vijay Rajagopal Sheshadri Sharma Rajesh Rahman, better known as Blase, coming at you live on AEG International.
As Rahman for me on AEG International.
Hi, I'm Laura Hart.
And I'm Meredith Beck.
And at Bollywood USA, we love AEG International.
Hi, my name is Samantha.
My name is Frank Pantano.
My name is Bailey. My name is Adara.
My name is Rohan.
My name is Brian.
Hi, my name is Zach, and I love Gem Studios.
I love Gem Studios.
Love Gem Studios.
Love Gem Studios.
Gem Studios introduced me to one of the top casting directors in Philadelphia. Since I started at Gem, I was on Team Umizoomi on Nickelodeon.
This week, I'm filming an episode of As the World Turns in New York City.
And I was in a movie with Jack Nicholson.
It's fun. Acting is really fun.
It's fun.
Acting is amazing.
Acting's really fun.
It's exciting.
I say, do it.